collapse of life as we know it, as perpetrated by the global military-industrial complex. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the host of the Ronald Show, Ronald.
What if a government intelligence analyst from the Pentagon is forced to save mankind from extinction and the world from destruction, but first he must evolve into the Messiah and create the plan to save the world? The 21st century Messiah arrives, battles dark forces, and sparks the Armageddon that leads to the apocalypse, rapture, the 2012 pole shift, and extraterrestrial contact. Buy the book today by Ronald Farnham at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The Second Coming of the Messiah, Book 1, The Awakening. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Ronald Show, documenting the collapse of life as we know it as perpetrated by the global military-industrial complex, and teaching you to be a creditor in commerce. Today is 22 July 2013. It was a beautiful sunny Monday here in North Hollywood, California. And today was the day that Roy Ray was supposed to meet me at Sammy's Camera on Fairfax in Hollywood and return the camera and sound equipment, get the money back, and pay back Scott Kime, the creator and producer of Harry Johnson Diary of Age Aglow Porn Star. And also, he put $4,000 into the Dreamers Project, which afforded us the ability to purchase the Canon 5D and the sound equipment. Roy decided today not to show up. He said that he wasn't going to be there and he's not returning the camera, and that if we want to take matters further, then we can take legal action. And so, as you've seen by the video that I showed you, he has yet again broken another promise and is not a trustworthy or honorable person. He made an agreement which was recorded, you all heard it, and he has now broken that agreement. So, let me read to you an email that Scott sent to Roy. And right now it's about midnight on Monday. And I'm up and I just finished editing the video that you just watched about the conversation and everything like that. So here is the email that Scott sent to Roy today to explain to him how detrimental his not showing up to Sammy's Camera to return the camera and sound equipment, get the money back and pay Scott. He's gone into dishonor now. And here's Scott's response. Roy, I am emailing you your responsibility as a creator taken directly off of the Kickstarter website. I would appreciate you read it and understand it is exactly what we discussed. You should not have hung up on me. See, today, Roy hung up on Scott when Scott and he were talking about this issue, and I guess Roy called Scott and said he's not going to return the camera, and he's going to make Dreamers and blah, blah, blah. You should not have hung up on me. You promised on a recorded call, which you agreed on being part of, that you would refund the money. You wasted my time and money, and you are not an honorable person. Are you aware of a 1099-K form? I am, and I will file an audit request with the IRS with regard to the funding you received on Kickstarter. I will also jointly file liens against you, which include blocking your ability to simply register your car, rent an apartment, and prohibit you from getting credit. I have you on record twice agreeing to return the camera and refund my money. I spent more of my valuable time discussing the return policy with an associate at Sammy's to your benefit. I convinced Ronald not to discard your personal belongings to your benefit. You lied to me and reneged on your deal. If you decide to continue to not comply on the arrangement, you lied to me and reneged on your deal. If you decide to continue to not comply on the arrangement you, I, and Ronald agreed to, which we recorded, I will ruin your life financially. That is a promise. I have the funds and the resources to do so. Promise. I am using my CPA firm to file a 1099-K form and audit request with the IRS, which should be ready to submit by Friday. I am also in the process of filing a complaint with SAG-AFTRA against you and using your recorded conversation and witness testimony from the crew of Dreamers. I am proceeding with legal action against you outside of Kickstarter, and my credit card company is in the dispute process awaiting my dispute form with attachments including our conversation. I will again engage in this action by Friday, July 26, 2013, if you do not abide by our agreement. This goes beyond the scope of Kickstarter's terms since you agreed to compensate me. Sorry, forgot to mention again, your budget accounted for rentals, not purchases, and that purchase was made by you with your card. Audits include misappropriated funds, and you are still liable for the taxes on monies you received. It's in the Kickstarter terms since you like hiding behind that clause. Look it up. Taxes on the amount you received on Kickstarter are close to $900 or better. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, buddy. And that is the end of the message that Scott sent. So, you know, Hollywood is about honor, and I've been talking about honor on my show. Really, life in general is about honor. If you're going to do business with people, then you really need to stick to your word. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. Ego really doesn't have a place for being a producer in Hollywood. It's not about your ego, I think. It's really about, bottom line, getting the movie made, getting the job done, getting the film in the can, getting it edited and then distributed. We went through a half a day of filming and Roy Ray lost his mind. And now he's continuing to display sociopathic behavior because he does not really care about the regard for other people besides himself. He has one project, one thing, and he's holding on so tightly to it, and he wants it so badly that it's really clouding his vision because he doesn't have anything else going on. He had an idea for Dreamers in his mind but didn't know how to get it out onto paper. I did. He didn't know where to find the money. I did. He didn't know where to get the DP. I did. I casted it. He couldn't even talk to the actors and get them on camera. He just asked them questions like if they had a bunch of Facebook accounts. Anyway, so that's where we stand, and that's how it goes. But it's not discouraging because it's just another example of a lesson learned here in Hollywood. I've been out here for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in August 15th. I got here August 15th, 2011, and today's the 22nd, so I'm about 15, 23, 24 days away, so 3 weeks and 3 days. I'll be celebrating my second year here in Los Angeles, California. And it has been an adventure, and I'm glad I've been able to take you on this amazingly crazy journey. And I wish I had my camera with me all the time because there's some stuff that you've missed, that I've seen, that would just make you go, wow, really? Really? I need to get one of those GoPro cameras. That would help. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. And I guess I'll update you about this ongoing saga with dreamers, or the end of a dream, end of one man's dream, and the beginning of his nightmare. Because Scott is going to make his life a nightmare. A living, breathing, hellish nightmare. I feel sorry for Roy. I don't hate him. I don't even really want to, punch him in the face. I don't. I feel sorry for him. He's a fragile, damaged human being who went through some things early in life that have caused him to see things from a scared perspective, a limited perspective. He's holding on to what little he's got, and the tighter you hold on to things and the more you want something, the more you push it away. That's why all of his belongings are gone. It's like the adage from the Bible. Not that I'm religious, but if where even it's about losing everything because you don't know how to think properly, basically. The more you want something and you live in that state of want and desperation and need and fear, really, because it is fear. All negative emotion stems from fear. That is what happens. Even even if he has good intentions and thinks that his intentions are good with making dreamers and it could be the next great hit, and he thinks Spielberg's going to call him up and give him $5 million for the whole project. I hope that happens, because as you heard on the video, I get 50%. Do you think he'll keep that bargain? I don't think so. I think he'll come up with another reason in his delusional mind. That's why I can't trust him. I wish I could work with him again. I wish we could finish this. The actress Michelle Bittencourt, Brazilian, called me today, and she's like, Ronald, the media in Brazil called me today and they wanted to interview me about dreamers. But she couldn't tell them anything because it's jacked up right now. People want this to go on. She recommended that I call Roy, patch things up, and just shoot the project. And I would love to do that. And I sent Scott an email. And I'll read you that email. Because I felt bad for what Michelle is going through, and all of the actors who want dreamers to be successful. And here's the email. And I sent it to Scott and Michelle. And the subject line is Possible Alternate Strategy with Roy. Scott, I spoke tonight with Michelle Bittencourt, who called me very concerned. Michelle is famous in Brazil as an actress and reporter, and the newspapers contacted her to do a story about dreamers, but she could not say anything because of the current situation. So here's a possible solution. Let's talk to Roy and ask if we can go right into the filming schedule and do our 1 week shoot ASAP and put this incident behind us. This will save the reputation of this SAG project, as it could get out of control and really hurt everyone, including Michelle and me in the long run. I mean, this kind of thing gets out of hand, it can kill people's reputations. I've only been here for 2 years. They say it takes 10 years to make it in Hollywood. I still have 8 years to go here in Hollywood. I started in Florida around 2005. So I've been going at the entertainment business about 8 years, but Florida, I started in the Florida market. The Florida market is way different than the Hollywood market. No market is like the Hollywood market. This place is an animal. If you can learn to navigate your way through the Hollywood market and live on the streets here and see things that you see without it damaging your psyche and making you fearful. You see all these homeless people on the street and you say to yourself, boy, I hope I don't become homeless. Man, I hope I don't wind up like that. Boy, I hope I don't become homeless. Man, I'm sure God got another place I wouldn't want to be homeless. Well, you keep thinking like that, you see all these homeless people. Remember, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. If you keep hearing homeless in your head and poor and poverty and on the streets and psychotic, you can become that. You can talk yourself right into it. So the best thing to do is always be thankful. I am so glad that I have a nice place to stay and clothes on my back and food and a job and a juicer. All right, let's finish this email. So I said, let's talk to Roy and ask if we can go right into the filming schedule and do our 1 week shoot ASAP and put this incident behind us. This will save the reputation of the SAG project, as it could get out of control and really hurt everyone, including Michelle and me in the long run. If Roy agrees to film, then we play nice, do the filming, and then I at least will be in close enough proximity to secure the camera at the end of the shoot and just get this in the can before SAG-AFTRA gets wind of it. Unless it's too late and SAG-AFTRA already knows, because Scott's thinking about filing a report with SAG-AFTRA. We could still get this done and get the camera back and your money back, possibly, if Sammy will let us return the camera after we wrap. It's a week. According to Sammy's, they don't want you to have more than 20 hours, more than 120 minutes of filming on any camera, or more than 120 minutes of video on a video camera, and they don't want more than 200 pictures taken on a still camera. But I called them, and they said, bring it in, they'll take care of it. Those guys are busy. They're busy. So what's one camera return? However, at the end of the shoot, Roy, who I think has no right to fire me as we are basically equal creators on this project, may once again attempt to commandeer the equipment and continue Dreamers on his own without me once we have completed the first pilot script. If the camera wasn't paid for by you, then I wouldn't care, but I would want control of the equipment, as Roy has nothing else to shoot outside of Dreamers, and he cannot write a screenplay and is therefore useless as a creator. Let me know what you think. Michelle is also a two-edged C on this email. Sincerely, Ronald. So that's where we stand right now, and I'm going to use this video also as the statement about him reneging on his verbal contract, which was recorded, that he would show up on this morning at Sammy's, return the equipment, get the money back, and pay back Scott. But that did not happen. And so here we are. Another broken agreement, another more lack of trust. How could I go back and work with Roy? How could anyone work with him after this? That doesn't, I couldn't. It doesn't make any kind of sense that anyone would ever want to. I know I won't. Again, I'm not mad at Roy. I don't even hate him. But he gets what he thinks about. He's losing everything. Things are going disastrous. The world is in turmoil, and I think he's having some type of a recurring living nightmare. I should have never got into this situation. I've learned a lesson. I need to work with people above me, not below me. I'm not saying I'm any better than anyone else. I mean, I did just make a few appearances on TV. You know, one of the top shows in the world, America's Got Talent. They called me, asked me to be on. I got to be thinking something right. I can't think I'm never going to make it. I think I'm going to make it. I mean, I have made it. I made an appearance on America's Got Talent. Made an appearance on Guinness World Records Gone Wild. Made an appearance on Guinness World Records Unleashed. I'm a featured detective on Rizzoli and Isles. I have 3 books out and a couple more on the way. Who knows, maybe they'll be out by the time this gets on the Ronald show. But the point is you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So think about positive things with positive statements, not negative things with negative statements. All right? Thanks for watching The Ronald Show, documenting the collapse of life as we know it, as perpetrated by the global military-industrial complex, and teaching you to be a creditor in commerce. And now let's see, what's the bottom line problem with all of this? What's the real angst that's got everybody all messed up? Money. It's all about money. $4,000. If the monetary system didn't exist, these issues would not exist. So this again all comes down to money. And if you read the new book that I just put out called The Bible Part 2, The Second Coming of the Messiah, Book 1, The Awakening, you'll see that money is the root of all of the problems on this world. And once we get rid of that, these kinds of things won't even matter. We'll be able to make all of the movies and TV shows we want, and money won't be a matter. I'll be able to go into Sammy's and get the best camera equipment.
and the best equipment to use that camera, and all the lighting equipment and sound equipment, because money won't be a matter. It'll be more about creation. We'll be creators, because limitedness will disappear. Once there's no monetary system, then there won't be any limitation. Things won't be made to break down and die. There won't be scarcity. We'll have abundance. This is all about money. See? And I don't really care. I care about my friendship with Scott, because he trusted me with his money. And I know it's just money, but it's not really about that. It's about word, your reputation, your honor, your humanity, and your willingness to do what you say you're going to do, which is your word. And he's broken that. Oh well. We'll see how this turns out. Right? Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching The Ronald Show, documenting the collapse of life as we know it is perpetrated by the global military-industrial complex and the monetary system, and teaching you to be a creditor in commerce. So really, it's all about the global military-industrial complex and the monetary system. And the global military-industrial complex controls us through their monetary system. That's why me teaching you to be a creditor in commerce will free you from the control of that monetary system while it still exists. And then once we have control, then we can collapse it by tearing up our Social Security cards and turning the other cheek on the monetary system. And we do that by controlling our property, by securing the grant deed. We control our human vessel by controlling our certificate of live birth. And you control all of your possessions by getting the manufacturer's statement of origin of them. That way no one can take anything from you. They can't haul your vessel off to jail. They can't commandeer your property, tow your cars, take your bicycles and motorcycles and boats and planes. And they can't push you out of your house, your place where you have shelter. Read my book. It's got the solution. I wrote the solution. It's the sequel to the Bible. We're headed into Revelations in many different facets. The planetary environment, the poles melting, governments going bankrupt. Today, Detroit went bankrupt. And now other countries, other states in the United States are going to go bankrupt. It's all fake. Money is fake. We made it. It's just this piece of paper that has no value to it. But yet all value is placed upon it. And that's why everything's going to hell in a handbasket. A very small handbasket that keeps getting smaller and smaller. So that hell is just spilling out everywhere because of the monetary system. And because the global military-industrial complex uses that to oppress and suppress and murder in the name of national security. Yuck. Alright, thanks for watching. When I say peace, I really mean it. Peace means no more war. And no more war means the end of the global military-industrial complex. And the end of the global military-industrial complex means the end of the monetary system. And the end of the monetary system means peace.
Have you ever wanted to write a book? Have you ever wanted to write a screenplay? Have you ever wanted to have your great movie idea turned into a screenplay, turned into a movie, turned into a book, and distributed all over the world? Well, now you can learn how to do it with the great new book by Ronald, How to Write a Screenplay in 30 Days or Less. It includes the logline, theme, synopsis, outline, and screenplay of the 3 magic questions. Learn how to write a screenplay in 30 days or less, or your money back. Get it today at Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Look, I'm recording, Roy, I'm recording this conversation, okay?
Ron, you cannot do that.
Well, I can't do what? Record the conversation?
You can record anything, but, I'm not allowed to because everything is under Kickstarter term of agreement. Which is that, it's a donation base.
That's not what it says. It's an investment.
No, it's donation based.
Roy, but the thing is, do you believe you're doing the right thing by not returning Scott his money? He only gave you the money because I asked him to. I introduced him to you. I convinced him to put the money into Kickstarter, and now you're going to take legal action to take that money, try and kick me off of the project. And you, first of all,
kick you off from the project.
You fired me and Bernard. You fired me and Bernard.
Yeah, because instead of shooting something, you intoxicated all day, all night, and I have police report to prove that.
But that's not true, Roy.
Three officers, got into admin house. You guys all intoxicated. That's the police report showing. I have the printout right now. I have all the reason to discontinue. You are as the director and we're not as a DP because you guys don't follow the shot list that we're supposed to do.
Did you give us a shot list?
I did.
I never received a shot list from you.
Dude, I gave it to you, man.
When did you give me the shot list?
When we got there. Remember when we got in the admin house? I said, I keep asking you guys, what we gonna do? This is the shot list. What we gonna shoot? What we gonna shoot? You intoxicated all day, and at the end of the day.
Wait a second. We were let me ask you, Roy. I was intoxicated all day. Okay, what time did we leave? What time did we leave North Hollywood? At 4 a.m., right?
4 a.m.
Was I drinking? Was I drinking? Okay, was I drinking at 4 a.m.?
I don't know, but your behavior is, is not like a normal person.
Well, what was I doing at 4 a.m. that was not normal?
Not on 4 a.m. Who knows what you did with your backpack? Always you carry it when you go to the restroom.
I can take my backpack anywhere I want. But did you ever see me? Did you ever see me? Did you? How do you know? How do you know? Did you go in my bag? Did you look in my bag?
Dude, I live with you for 3 weeks, and I know every second, every minute what you're gonna do and what your behavior. And it's just not me saying here. The party staff are also. I have a witness that I can, tell them that you behave, not normal when you work at party staff event.
But this at a party, party staff event doesn't have any. But that has nothing to do with this. On the day that we went to Las Vegas, did you ever see me drink anything during that day or smoke anything?
You smoke way too much, man. You smoke way too much.
You smoke cigarettes too much, Roy, and you eat rice too much. That's why you have no energy. What's the difference between your cigarettes and weed? And did you see me smoke during the day or drink during the day while we were filming all day? Did you ever?
I don't have to see you. I just need to see your behavior.
What was my behavior,
and your
Roy?
Behavior is just, it's just not me saying this. There's a lot of witnesses. Party staffer can back up my story here.
Who?
In case I have to defend myself.
Who?
I don't have to tell you.
Okay, but were these people out in Las Vegas? Where I am at, this has nothing to do with being in Las Vegas, what party staffers say. They weren't there. I think you're looking at the wrong information.
Ron, I think you got the wrong, you got the wrong step right now. These projects, it's my project.
Let me ask you this, Roy.
I'm the project creator.
Do you have the release? Do you have the actor release forms?
What do you mean actor release?
Do you have the actor release forms for Dreamers? The release forms, because I have the release forms for all of the actors, and that's all gone now. That's all out on the street.
Dude, I have the reply email, and that's legal. Every single of them, 9 of them, confirmed still on board on this project.
Do you know that they know what's going on?
They know from the start. This is Roy Ray production copyrighted. From the start, I have all the proof. Even on Kickstarter, when I start with the video. video, I'm saying I am the creator and the producer, and this is my friend. And you saying that, we did follow something from his consent, which is my consent. I don't need proof anything. With that video, it's legally binding that I'm the creator. And also, if you see careful on Kickstarter, Scott and all the backer, even you as a backer, don't have right to get the money back until I said so. Until I said, I cannot make this project anymore. I didn't say that. I want to make this project happen because that's my reputation. You're a real person, not.
But I have you on a video call and conference call saying that you gave your word that you would return the camera and return Scott his money, and that was a verbal binding agreement that you made on Saturday the 20th, and you did not follow through.
True. I said if I don't willing to complete this project,
You said that you would return the camera on Monday.
I have legally binding under Kickstarter term of agreement.
Yes, but I have a legally binding contract now with you verbally committing to return Scott his money that you said on Saturday the 20th that you would be there on Monday the 22nd, and then you did not follow through on your verbal agreement. So your new agreement cancels out the old one because you verbally agreed with Scott over the phone, and I recorded the conversation, that you would return the camera and give him his money back. That's the last verbal agreement that you made with Scott. So now what are you going to do about that?
Ron, you can record anything, but if I defend myself on court, I have all the proof that recording is not necessarily right, because there's no reason and there's no point that Scott James, or even you ask your money back, because I'm not required to do that.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're required to do. You already agreed to. You said so over the phone. You verbally agreed.
No, I agree if I cannot continue this project.
No, that's not what you said. I have it all recorded. I have the recording, which I will send to you. Do you want to listen to the recording? I'll send it to you and your uncle.
Listen, Ron. I spoke with Scott DuPont last night, and it turns out you also have problem with 6 out of 7. They kicked you out from the project because it's the same thing that happened right now. So, I have, completely, story back me up, because your history is not good. And listen, you're also raising money for Hollywood and Fine. And how much did you raise? How much Scott put money on Hollywood and Fine? $1,000. And did you reach the goal? You did not reach the goal. So
what does that have to do? What does that have to do with Dreamers?
Because it's just not you. It's me. People trust me.
Oh, really?
Even Scott put $4,000. Even Scott Kim put $4,000. It doesn't necessarily reach the goal. We still have $1,000 to reach. Which is who's asking the money, not you. It's me. I'm calling out people. And according to Scott DuPont, you don't want to raise money. You don't want asking people money.
Right.
Now, who make a producer in that? And remember, when Dreamers put on Kickstarter, it's only in pre-production, which is whose money spent the whole thing.
Whose money?
Whose money
You spent.
My money.
Well, oh, really? I didn't buy all the food out in Las Vegas for us to have at Edwin's.
No.
I didn't get us the place to stay out there for free. I had to pay. What about Bernard Chartouni? Are you going to pay for him for his time?
Listen, before Dreamers, we put Kickstarter, it's already in pre-production. Now, where's the money to get all the cash? Where's the money to get everything set up?
What are you talking about? What money was spent?
Okay, when I start the project, right? When I start the project, whose idea is that?
Who what?
Who are you at that time?
An author and a commercial spokesperson and a filmmaker. I produced other movies and been in them, and also a commercial spokesperson, and I have a few books published. What had you done?
I produce festival level and distribution level short film.
Okay, what else?
You know,
What else?
I went to school for that.
Yeah, but what else have you done? Have you had anything else distributed or done anything else, or have you written anything?
I produce something. I'm a producer. I don't have to write.
Yeah, me too. I'm a producer.
I hire you to write this, and there's an agreement.
Do you have that agreement?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to see a copy of the agreement.
Ron, I'm not stupid, man. I'm not stupid. You know, I don't know what's going on right now, and I'm still considering you still my friend. But if you keep doing this, you know, you force me to defend myself. And I have all the proof in the world to prove you wrong. Okay? Now, you stop smoking weed, get yourself sober, and think twice. I have all the witness that can go against you if I wanted to.
Okay, well, you're definitely going to have to defend yourself, because you already made a verbal agreement to Scott that was recorded that you would return the camera and give him his money back. That's really your final agreement. I mean, I don't really care about dreamers, dude, really. You're not going to be able to make dreamers. I don't, because...
Of course you don't care. You don't care. You just want to...
Not now. Not now. Yeah.
You just want to get late or something because of the project.
Right. Whatever you say.
You keep telling, I'm going to put my girlfriend in here, and doesn't even, correspondence with the story. Dude, it's just not my reputation. It's reputation that also. Think about it. And we still have time to do that. You know, I will continue this business no matter how, with or without you. My commitment. Because I promised Goldbreaker, not just God. You know, I promised that I want to make this happen, no matter what.
I don't know how you're going to get it done. I mean, the Dreamer's script now is all over the internet, and everybody's seeing the video.
I produce festival and distribution level. It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be done. You know, I'm calling out people for the last 4 days right now. And I told them the truth. I told them the story. Everybody's supporting. You know, I have, 50 ready to go anytime. I have replacing the director ready to go. You know.
Okay, good luck with that. How are you gonna finance that? How are you gonna finance it?
Dude, I will sell anything if I wanted to. I just want this project done.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know all of your stuff now is out on the street. All of your stuff is on the street now. So that's it. Everything is on the street. Because you broke your agreement. Remember, you were going to return the camera. You said so verbally. I recorded the conversation. And then you were going to get your stuff back. But now your stuff is all gone. It's out on the street.
Ron, be careful. You know, I'll defend myself. I have police report. And I can go to North Hollywood Police to get my stuff.
All your stuff is gone. That's what I'm saying. All of your stuff is on the street right now. Out on the street. It's all gone. There's nothing to get from my place. It's all on the street right now. That's why I'm calling you.
Are you high again, man?
No, not at all. I'm just telling you all of...
Stop smoking weed and try to be sober so you can think straight.
Okay, well, I'm letting you know, dude. All of your stuff is on the street right now.
You just fool yourself, man. You just fool yourself. You know?
All of your stuff is on the street right now.
Dude, I don't, like I said, I will defend myself. I will try my stuff back. But even I don't get my stuff back, I don't care. I just want to make this project happen, with or without you.
Okay, well, all of your stuff is that. I already thought about it. All of your stuff is on the street, and we have you recorded verbally agreeing to give Scott his money back.
You can use that any way you want. But remember, there's the copyright and also the privacy term and law.
I don't care.
Of course you don't care.
Because I know the law better than you do, actually. I know the law better than you do.
I don't know why you want me to return Scott's money, and it's not on the term of use. Even Scott Dupont know about that, and he knows what the history with you and him. You got they kicked you out from the 6 out of 7 project.
That's not true. I told him I didn't want to be part of 6 out of 7 because I didn't want to ask people for money.
You cannot raise money.
Yeah, no, because Scott couldn't raise money. I never tried to raise money. I'm not a money raiser. I'm a writer and an editor and a producer. I get, I have my own sources of money privately for legitimate projects that I have.
Yeah. Look, man. Look, I'm asking you as a friend right now.
But we're not friends, and I'm not your friend, and all of your stuff is on the street right now. Your hard drive is gone. Your thumb drive's gone. They're already gone. Your clothes already gone. Only thing left really is the coffee maker and the books, and those are on the street.
Okay, man. Whatever. But, I have to defend myself.
Yeah, but what do you do? Yeah, you're going to have to, because Scott's coming after you legally. Dreamers isn't going to get made, dude.
You'll see, man.
Well, where did you get all the money to make Dreamers? Where did you get the money to make Dreamers?
You'll see.
Where did you get the money to make Dreamers with? Where did you get that money? For the camera. Where'd you get the money for the camera? You don't even have the charger. And the charger, that's gone. The sound equipment, that's gone.
Everything, man. But I assure you that this still gonna happen. Even you destroy everything, which is, I will file a report for that, and you're gonna get in trouble for that. I have to return everything.
Everything is gone. That's the thing. There's nothing to return, and you would have to prove that you even stayed here and that your stuff was ever here.
Yeah, I have to prove that. Okay, look, I don't want to argue with you because high again, you intoxicated, smoke weed again. Do yourself a favor, stop smoking weed and try to be sober so you can think straight.
Okay, well, you do yourself a favor and stop smoking cigarettes because they're going to give you cancer, and you're addicted to nicotine and the chemicals in the cigarettes, and also stop eating rice. Will you do yourself a favor and get yourself off of cigarettes and nicotine because you're addicted? You can't stop smoking. You chain smoked all the way to Vegas, despite me and Bernard sitting in the back, and you had the windows down the whole way, and you smoke cigarettes all the time. Can you get yourself off of cigarettes?
Look, man, I'm done talking.
Can you get yourself off of cigarettes? You're addicted to cigarettes, dude. Can you please get yourself off of the drugs of nicotine? Can you get yourself off of the drugs of insulin and white rice and nicotine from cigarettes? Can you get yourself clean and sober? Because you're not sober. You're addicted to cigarettes.
You're high again.
No, I'm not high. I'm being totally serious.
You keep saying that, and you keep getting...
You're gonna get cancer. You're gonna get cancer from smoking cigarettes. Why don't you stop smoking cigarettes? You're addicted to nicotine. Why won't you get yourself off of the cigarettes? Can you stop smoking cigarettes?
Dude, I have to let you go, man.
Can you stop smoking cigarettes?
Do whatever you do, and
Can you stop smoking cigarettes?
Yes. I can.
All right, good. Well, get yourself clean.
Right now.
Get yourself clean from the cigarettes, and hopefully you won't get cancer and die from lung cancer from cigarettes, okay? I hope you don't get cancer. I hope you don't get brain cancer or lung cancer and die from the cigarette smoking. I hope you don't. I hope you can get yourself off of the cigarettes.
Thank you.
I hope you can stop eating white rice because it takes all your energy away. That's why you have to go to sleep after you eat, because I think you might have diabetes. I think that's why you couldn't handle the energy and the stress in Vegas and you had to go to sleep and you were tired.
I cannot get in this conversation if you talking like you're intoxicated again.
I'm not intoxicated. I haven't drank or smoked anything. I'm sitting here. This is middle of the day. I'm working.
Yeah, you've been telling that, a long time, and
Do you think you can stop smoking? Are you gonna be able to stop smoking cigarettes and help your diabetes? I think you have diabetes from eating too much white rice, and your pancreas is done. That's why you can't stay awake after you eat a meal with rice. You have to go to sleep because your pancreas is blown out.
I gotta go.
And you might have cancer. I think you might have cancer. I think you should go to the doctor.
I gotta go, man.
All right, you got to go to the doctor and get off the cigarettes, or they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you, Roy. Get off the cigarettes, man. You're going to die from cigarette smoking.
All right, I gotta go, man.
All right, Roy. I hope you're okay, man. I hope you don't have diabetes or cancer.
The human race will die.
Oh, really?
The first commandment is to maintain a global population under 500 million. Do you know what that means? It means 6.5 billion people are going to die at the hands of the Illuminati unless we stop the Iranians from detonating that dirty nuclear bomb at the Hollywood and Vine train station.
The Iranian suicide bomber cell is located at the Vibe Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard.
This isn't Scooby-Doo.
Little blood drinking turned your stomach?
Tied him to the bomb. What is this? Fucking Batman and Robin?
I had become part of something that I no longer felt right about serving.
It's Hollywood and Vine, not Vine Hollywood. Don't you know anything about American culture? You silly Russian.
The global military-industrial complex.
Leading the charge of the carnal feminine.
Ah, yes. The Messiah.
My book. It's the solution.
How is that the way the world is?
Traitor. Who are you working for?
If I was cartoon character, I'd be Woody Woodpecker.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From the Gulf Stream waters to the New York Island, this land was made for you and me.
Time for me, Ronald Farnham, to play another original song that I have written on the guitar. I wrote the lyrics and the music. Today is, I think it's 14 September 2008. The name of this song is called Love at First Sight, and it's a song about the two characters, Clarence and Alabama Worley, from the Quentin Tarantino movie True Romance. Clarence and Alabama meet one night, and in that one night they fall in love, and the very next day they get married. And Quentin Tarantino wrote the film True Romance. It was directed by Tony Scott, and it's my favorite movie. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, rent it. It's called True Romance. So this song is called Love at First Sight. It's an ode to Clarence and Alabama Worley. And it's the first song I ever wrote on the guitar. It started out a little bit slow. I just found one chord, my favorite chord, which is A. I love the sound of that. I can play that all day. So the song starts in the key of A. Or with the key A. I don't know. I'm not really that good on the guitar. I just started playing a year ago, and I play every now and then. Alright, you ready? Here we go. Love at First Sight, an original song by Ronald Farnham. An ode to Clarence and Alabama Worley, the two characters in the Quentin Tarantino movie. is Love at First Sight, an ode to Clarence and Alabama Worley. And in case you're wondering, Clarence is played by Christian Slater, and Alabama is played by Patricia Arquette. There's a lot of good people in that movie. Got Dennis Hopper, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken, Bronson Pinchot, Michael Rappaport, Gary Oldman, Samuel Jackson's in it. Good movie. See it. That's my song. Peace.
Now available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble is Harry Johnson, Diary of a Gigolo Porn Star. The crazy adventure of a 1951-born male in Beaufort, Georgia with a 2-foot penis that grows to 3 feet. He goes on to become an international porn star after becoming a war hero in Vietnam. Get it today at Amazon or Barnes & Noble.